Hi, today we continue on working with our Punnett squares. So I'll want you to do homework sheet number 3, questions 5, 6, and 7. Also, the worksheet, there's only really 2 or 3 questions. That's in lesson 18. And this is pretty much preparing us for our prac that will be on Tuesday, where you'll be doing sort of hands-on type arrangement. So I thought I'd use the worked example in your booklet. So basically, what I want to do is just show you how to go about doing that. Um, and let's pause that for. So let's have a look at this example. Uh, Remember, in the PowerPoint that's also in lesson 18, it's just basically making sure that you know the key words. And the following you need to understand is in my 5-step process. Step 1 is, let's wait a moment. Right, back, pen in hand. So the first step, we've got our 5 steps. So step 1 is the alleles, or the keys for that. Step 2 is parents. Step 3 is the Punnett. Step 4, the genotype. Step 5, phenotype. If you just make sure you do those 5 steps every time. So the first thing is we learn what the alleles are. And remember, one will be dominant and one will be recessive in these examples. And we're looking for eye color of a fruit fly. And the eye colors are either red or white. So remember, we usually use the letter that best represents the trait. In this case, will be red eye. So we'll use R for red, and that's the dominant. So we'll write red eye. And the recessive, we use the same letter, but lowercase, even though it represents white eye. So that's step 1, allele. Step 2 is looking at the parents. Now we basically have situation where let's have a look at the parents. Identify the possible genotype of fruit fly with red eyes. Okay, so we have 2 fruit flies, and they're both heterozygous. So that's the key term that we need to do. So we've identified the parents are heterozygous, which means hetero meaning one of each. So both parents are little r. We're now ready to draw our punnet with our parents. So there we are, our punnets, simply there, r, little r for the 2 parents. We then fill in our matrix. Remember, we usually put the capital letter first, looking at go across by row. The other lesson I went by column, doesn't matter, and then by column, oops, it does matter, and little r there and little r there. So there you've completed the matrix. So that's step 3 done. Now the genotype. Remember, we basically have um, homogeneous, homogo, homogo, homo, okay, same, dominant is RR. We have the zygous, little r, and the homozygous recessive, little r. And from our punnet, we can see we have a 1, 2 to 1. So remember, red is dominant, so that will be red. That will be also red, and that will be white. And then the last step is our phenotype. Now the phenotype, of course, is either red or white. In this case, we have 3 reds, 1 white, or 75%. That's how we go about doing our. And now, if there are questions to go with that, certainly you are now in a good position to do that, rather than focusing on the question before you've done these 5 vital steps. So today, go to homework sheet number 3, questions 5, 6, and 7, and the the worksheet that's found in lesson 18. And as I say, I will give you some information about the prac that will be during the double, and you will be submitting your prac report during that double period. Hopefully, don't think anyone should need extra time. Have a good lesson.